What if MELOETTA was in Gen 1 OU? Now, next to Hisuian and Zoroark, by far the most suggested Pokemon, or I guess, what's plural for Pokemon? Is it still just Pokemon? Either way, normal Psychic is like by far like the second most requested thing I've ever gotten on my channel. And the most popular Pokemon of like all normal Psychics has been MELOETTA. So obviously that's what we're going to go over today. Even if it's like a day late. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, like obviously normal Psychic, the two best typings in the game, which it's pretty obvious as to why you guys wanted to see this so badly. And for MELOETTA exactly, it's a legendary. You know? So as you know, it has pretty good, base stats, the like very powerful psychic typing, and whoever like had the stat distribution must love me, because having a special attack and special defense be the exact same, just like, thank you so much. That makes things so much easier. So where to begin? Well, obviously, like we'll have to address something, which is the fact that MELOETTA has two forms. And I decided not to give it Relic Song, because I feel like, I don't know, like, I know like Transform is in the game, but I just feel like a move that just transforms a Pokemon and gives it like a completely different typing and stat distribution. Like, I know, like again, like I know Ditto's in the game, but I don't know, it doesn't feel very Gen 1 to me. Not to mention, like the final form MELOETTA has like a completely different stat distribution. And does it have different moves? It does have different moves, like other than like low kick. It might be bad, but I don't think I want to cover it in this video. So yeah, like maybe later I'll do like the fighting form, or maybe I'll do like a quick short. Like actually, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just do a quick short later today. Just going over it. But for now, just regular MELOETTA. Then starting off with the typing. Like, I'll be honest, even though you guys requested because that's the two best types in the game, going over to its move pool real quick, it has, like, no, like, usable, like, normal moves. Because the ones that they give it are stuff like Hyper Voice, which obviously, like, didn't exist yet, same with the Relic Song. It has Quick Attack, but it's not very good. And even if it did have something, like it has Hyper Beam, but even that doesn't really matter, because it has a 77 attack, which, like, yes, it's a normal type, so it gets stab, but still, not like the best thing in the world. There's just like not much you can really use with this normal typing. It's since Psychic is already immune to Ghost, and since there's not really any Ghost moves, it's not even like it like gives you any like bonuses defensively. But luckily, it doesn't like give you a detriment either. Like, there's no fighting type in Gen 1 OU, but even if there was, like a Psychic would just like cancel out the weakness. So yeah, it's just sort of there. But on the bright side, with it just being there, it means it's harmless. So let's just pretend it's a pure Psychic type, because like I said, the normal type is not gonna pop up like at all. And yeah, as a Psychic type, these stats are pretty great. Like, for whatever reason, even though it looks like a very small, like, Pokemon, and like, it's supposed to be like a very, like, hard-hitting, fast Pokemon, they give it a lot of HP. Like, I'm not sure whose idea it was to give it based on 100 HP. But that makes it pretty tanky, It helps it, like, outlast some Pokemon in battles it probably shouldn't have. And based on 128, special is also just amazing. It's high. For Gen 1 standards, how high though? Like, I know like Alakazam I think has like 130. Or 135. Yeah, it's Gengar. I always forget between the two. I always assume Gengar and Alakazam always seem to have the same special. But yeah, like 128 is still like really good. Slightly lower than Gengar, which that kinda sucks. But like it's still like higher than like let's say Starmie and higher than Zapdos too, actually. It's pretty nice. And also, like, having just a good base 90 speed also, like, lets it outspeed, I think it just found us outspeeds at least half the metagame. And, like, even the stuff that, like, is faster in it is still not a big deal. Because base 90 means you're going to crit a lot. Which, obviously that's always pretty handy. So, and even when it gets, defense, 77, still not the worst thing in the world. Especially in Gen 1, where everything's just bulkier. And with that base 100 HP, you're going to survive a lot of stuff. And, you can very easily, just, tank kids and, lash them out. But something very important you need to know. If you ever want to use MELOETTA in Gen 1 custom games, remove Serene Grace. For all these Pokemon, you always need to remove their moves. But, I'll be honest, when I was doing the replays for the first, 5 of them, I forgot to get rid of Serene Grace. So, when I used Psychic, it was, almost a guaranteed, special drop every single time. At first, I was getting really lucky. But once I realized it, I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah, Psychic is, it already has a 1 in 3 chance to, lower special. So if a Pokemon has Serene Grace, it's, kinda unstoppable. Completely. Oh my gosh, that's, it's kinda terrifying. So get rid of that immediately. Because, yeah, honestly, my tier list in the beginning or at the end might be a little, inaccurate. But it's just because, or I'm not really sure. I think it's fine. But for now, let's just get to the moveset. What moves would MELOETTA have? It has, pretty much, just like Azelf. It has, pretty much all the coverage you can ever need. The only thing that Azelf has and MELOETTA doesn't is more fire moves and explosion. And explosion, yeah, pretty good. But to be honest, I kind of, think explosion Azelf is a little overrated. Not because explosion isn't a good move. It is. But with how good Azelf is, with the elemental punches, bolt beam, and psychic, and just being really fast and a strong physical attack, I feel you don't really want to waste it with explosion, It's sort of like Mewtwo having self-destruct. Or Mew having explosion. Yeah, they're good. It's you're gonna kill stuff with it. But are you really using the Pokemon most efficiently? So that's why I feel it doesn't really matter. It has all the coverage you ever need. You don't want to blow it up anyways. But yeah, like I said, it has Bolt Beam, so it has Ice Punch. It has dual screens. Well, Kick will be more useful for the fighting form, but it's something, I guess. Obviously, Psychic is a must-have. Quick Attack it's something. There's not really priority moves in Gen 1. I'm assuming just because Quick Attack is really the only one, it's not very good. But it has Thunderbolt and Thunder Wave. I believe there's other moves you can use, but for what I've tested, this is the best moves that you can possibly give it. Because it allows you to hit pretty much everything for at least either you're just hitting Psychic and just doing a lot of damage and special drops, or you can hit pretty much everything in the game for just super effective with Bolt Beam coverage. And the Thunder Wave is just generally useful for one, handling Pokemon that are faster than you, and two, for more so for those bulky status setters, let's say Chansey or Executor. It can give you a chance to get a lot of free turns, which means you have more time to try to hit it. And with your just the amount of coverage you have, you could definitely hit it for a pretty strong neutral move, if not super effectively. So it's pretty good. But how good does it do against everything else in the metagame? Let's find out. Starting out with the boy Tauros. So Body Slam, I actually think it took it pretty well there. It's almost 30%, but not quite. But I feel MELOETTA has this pretty. I think they have a pretty good matchup here. You're not gonna get special drops as much as you would in these replays. But I still feel MELOETTA just overall has more options here. Both can crit, and obviously Tauros can just kill MELOETTA. But MELOETTA has a more consistent paralysis move. And then with Psychic, it can just it can just whittle Tauros down. Meanwhile, Tauros kind of needs a crit to do any super real damage. Especially since you probably won't be fighting Tauros with a full health MELOETTA anyways, or you won't be attacking at full health on Tauros. MELOETTA, I could very well see being a revenge killer. And Snorlax is pretty much the same, where yeah, it does 30%, but MELOETTA can just paralyze it, go for special drops. And I don't think the set matters that much, because yeah, Amnesia Wax is probably just better against you. But also, with Thunder Wave, you have more chance for free turns, and then you can just fish for special drops. but it's probably not the best in the world. Like, also, you could probably just see here just how overpowered Serene Grace would be if it existed in Gen 1. Like, oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. It's... yeah, that is overpowered. Like, I think goodness abilities aren't in Gen 1. Granted, that could be an interesting, tournament maybe one day. I'm not even sure how I would even be able to implement that. But, yeah, it's... In reality, Snorlax probably could go either way. But I feel like it has a better shot against a lot of other stuff. And then with Chansey, you can either paralyze it, and then you should go for Psychic, try to get for special drops. Or you can go for Ice Punch, Fish for Freeze. So it's up to you. Personally, I would just go for the consistency and go just paralyze it. But just mostly because I know they're going to paralyze me right back, so I just don't want to risk it, you know? But overall, even if Chansey paralyzes you, unless they have like Seismic Toss, which they probably do, they don't really have like that many ways to like fight back against you. Although one thing I will say right now, an issue that Meloetta probably does have to suffer from is a lack of recovery other than rest. And rest, maybe it could be good on it. I guess just depends on what you have out against it. But I personally just like heavily prefer the moves it has right now, which is Ice Punch, Thunderbolt, Psychic, and Thunder Wave. But it's up to you. Like, Meloetta's pretty customizable. So, like, if you want Fire coverage and Fire Punch, you can use that as well. If you want to, like, revenge kill things with, like, Hyper Beam and Quick Attack, you're probably going to lose, but I won't stop you. And then this was the match when I realized halfway through, oh wait, I stopped Serene Grace on it. So, I'm not sure why I did this, but I just felt bad for the Alakazam. So I think at one point, I was just like using Thunder Wave, even though it was already paralyzed. Just trying to give it free turns. And luckily, the Alakazam got a special drop, which is probably the only reason it didn't just die immediately. But yeah, Serene Grace is stupid. Like, I know one person commented, like, what if I did Jirachi? Which I definitely will. Because Jirachi in, Gen 1, where it doesn't have Serene Grace, is admittedly pretty interesting. But oh my gosh, this, like... This, making this video definitely reminded me why I hate the ability so much. Like, it's cool if you, like, let's say when you use something like Tri Attack, you just want to, like, fish for, like, low chance, like, you know, moves. But that never happens. If you use Serene Grace, it's always going to be for something annoying, which I hate that. Oh yeah, that's right, Alakazam. Alakazam, Meloetta, pretty good. Could go either way. But Alakazam has Recover, so it probably has the better favor. Although with Meloetta having better moves to use against it, like Thunderbolt or Ice Punch, it can go either way. Like, I generally am not sure Meloetta truly has a bad matchup. And then against Cloyster, Clamp is annoying, but you're faster, and you just kill it with Thunderbolt. So, like, I still think maybe we're, like, using Thunder Wave, or maybe not. Maybe you just want to kill it immediately. But, yeah, obviously with the crit, you just one-shot Cloyster, so Cloyster probably doesn't stay in on you. It's still annoying, though. Cloyster's always going to be annoying. And against Executor, like, unlike a lot of other Pokemon, not only does Meloetta have the chance to get free turns of Paralysis, but being a second type of high special means that it actually might be able to, like, you know, survive long enough to wake up from sleep. And then with Ice Punch, it can doesn't just need to, like, fish for, like, special drops. With Ice Punch, it just directly threatens, you know, Executor. It'll still take a decent amount of hits, but you can see there, like, Ice Punch to even do 30%. But that's still a lot better than what a lot of other Pokemon can do. And, you know, yeah, that probably won't happen a lot. I can definitely see Meloetta forcing Executor to explode. I'm not sure if that's a good trait, though, for either side. I guess if you have to, you have to. But I'm not sure what would actually be more valuable between your Executor or your Meloetta. Meloetta is probably more valuable. Like, if you can't tell already, it would obviously be a must-have. But having a Pokemon that can really annoy Executor is... It's pretty cool. Because Executor can be pretty annoying. And I had a few recordings where Gengar was able to hit a Hypnosis. And it was just able to whittle down Meloetta with Psychic. Or not Psychic, I mean Thunderbolt. But I decided to show them that it's, kind of boring. As for the actual matchup, I am not sure. Like, if obviously Meloetta goes to sleep, it's pretty, impactful. But I'm not sure if Gengar wants to risk it or not. I guess Psychic doesn't one-shot it. A crit will, but not a non-crit. But I don't know. I could see it being very much worth it if you do have the opportunity just to put Meloetta to sleep. Especially since, like, even though 77 is the worst defense in the world, you can very easily take advantage of that. Just, like, put Meloetta to sleep, you, like, switch into, like, Taurus or something, do a lot of damage to it. So I guess it just depends on the player. But overall, I would say that is a very much, like, a good matchup for, Meloetta. And then it's sort of the same thing for Jolteon. Like, yeah, Jolteon with a crit Thunderbolt could be, like, could do a lot of damage. And what's this? Is that a super effective bug move? Is that Pin Missile? Oh my gosh. This is something you need to consider. Look at that, that's a crit. It does 10%. If he got 5 Pin Missiles, it would do 50%. 50 freaking percent to Meloetta. Because objectively speaking, Pin Missile is a bug type move, and bugs are strong at Psychic. I know, mind-blowing. Obviously, Jolteon has an incredibly good matchup against Meloetta because of the fact alone. I'm not even gonna take it seriously. We're just gonna move on to the next one. And then against Jinx, I think this is like the only replay where Meloetta lost. And like, it's also kind of crazy because like Jinx like lost like 2 turns too, losing Wufflecus twice in a row. And with Paralysis, like, yeah, Meloetta gets some, like, free turns in. But Blizzard still hits... It hits, like, a decent amount. Like, that's, like, what, like a fourth? A third? Somewhere around that range? Okay, yeah, that's, like, a third, I think. Or no, a fourth. Or, it doesn't matter. The point is, like, if you could put to sleep, it's really bad. So, I'm not sure if I'd call it a bad matchup, though. Or Jinx got unlucky there. But I guess most of the time it won't be like that. Okay, I guess I will have to change the tier list a little bit. Once we get to it. But, yeah, kind of surprising that, like, Jinx of all of them was, like, the one to, like, give Meloetta trouble. And not Rhydon. Like, to no one's surprise, Ice Punch just, kills very easily. And with Meloetta's, like, huge HP stat, it can just very easily, just survive. I got a hit from Rhydon, which then just leads your Zapdos to just, run amok. So yeah, that really sucks. But, it's just how it happens sometimes. Then against Slowbro, both of you can paralyze each other, but Slowbro can boost his amnesia while Meloetta can't. Although Meloetta can fish for crits. But unlike Jolteon or Zapdos, it doesn't have Stab Thunderbolt, but still hits pretty hard. So Slowbro definitely has a better matchup here. But, at least Meloetta can kind of defend itself. But should this be put in a bad matchup, though? I couldn't tell you. I think I'll just keep it in, Google either way. But if one of you guys in the comments wanted to explain to me why Slowbro just has, like, the far better matchup here, I'll be totally down for it. Because he probably does. But, yeah, as usual, Slowbro can just be really annoying. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. And then I know the last one is Zapdos. Oh, and this one's Starmie. Yeah, okay, yeah. And against Starmie, like, Starmie has Recover. That's nice. He also has Thunder Wave, but Meloetta can pair with Starmie as well. And Meloetta's Thunderbolt's actually super effective, while Starmie's only hits neutrally. Same with Blizzard. So maybe you try to go for Psychic special drops. Although with how much damage a crit does, and with MELOETTA having a decent chance to crit, I'm assuming that it's just not worth it. You should just switch to something else. Like, MELOETTA has like a really good matchup against Starmie. There's not much Starmie can really do there, other than paralyze it. And even then, I would argue that MELOETTA getting paralyzed is even the worst thing in the world. Because not only does that mean it can't get frozen or put to sleep, which means that it's just exponentially better against like Pokemon like Jinx or Executor, but also it has Thunderwave of its own. So it can like very much control the speed more, and you're going to see in this replay, when both of them are paralyzed, it's just anyone's game. Like, literally anyone can win when they're both paralyzed. Which, yeah, that does mean you're going to lose 25% of the time more, but the same goes for them as well. But seriously, look at this. This is just madness. Like, are you kidding me? That was stupid. It was very stupid. But yeah, viability. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Now, I think it should be pretty clear that, MELOETTA, Ubers, definitely, just like Azelf, just way too good. Yeah, I'm switching both of you to could go either way. And I think you, or actually I'll put you two in bad matchups here. This is probably more reasonable. And maybe chance, nah. Either way, MELOETTA, like, even with the bad matchups, it can still either really annoy them, or it can, do, like, you know, like, a decent amount of damage to them. And at full health, or even at half health, there's not really anything that wants to face MELOETTA. MELOETTA can easily take on anything in the metagame. So I feel like it just makes it too good. It's, like, bulky enough. It also just hits hard, has, like, too good of coverage. So I feel like nothing here. I'll put you in good bad matchups too, why not? But, yeah. I just can't see MELOETTA being good. It just feels like it's just a little too easy. It feels like it can just, like, solve most of your problems, which would make a lot of these other Pokemon, like, you just don't have much of a reason to use them. Which sucks. So, yeah, MELOETTA will be in Ubers. And I haven't really done replays with the fighting form, but I'm assuming if it has the exact same moveset, only really having Well Kick and like Hyper Beam, it would either be decent or not very good. If it ends up being better than I thought, then or maybe it will just be its own video one day. I don't know when. I don't feel like doing it right away, but maybe. If you guys want to see a part 2 with the fighting form, let me know. But other than that, what do you think? Is MELOETTA like as good as I'm saying it is? Do you think I'm overhyping it? What other Pokemon would you like to see? Already have the next 3 planned. However, I'm always, like, you know, taking your suggestions. And also, just don't be afraid to suggest as much as you want. I will get to it eventually. And once you're East-Delicious asking for a Punkaboo video. But other than that, sorry for being a day late. I actually uploaded this video yesterday, but the audio was corrupted. And then I just didn't go around to re-recording until right now. But that's neither here or there. Like, it's not a big deal. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.